Blimey, we've got a home game after what certainly feels like weeks travelling up and down the country. City are back on home turf as we take on Grimsby Town. Welcome to Park Life. Coming up on today's show, we catch up with manager Matt Taylor. We look back at some previous encounters with Grimsby, and we also hear from Will Barrett, who gives us some more history. But first, let's take a look back to Tuesday night, take 2 against Newport County.
Okay, I'll level with you. We recorded all that before we headed to Newport on Tuesday, and I don't quite think that link does the game justice. So let's take a look back at Tuesday night as City performed heroics with just 9 men recording a 1-1 draw.
Bumbling around in the heart of the pitch before that looping ball over the top is going to cause problems, and Alex Hartridge there was certainly pulling back on his man, and he's denied a clear goal scoring opportunity, and it's a straight red inside 10 minutes for Exeter City. The wall does its job initially, comes to the edge of the area for a second attempt, well blocked as well. Gambin's effort charged down from close range. And the side down to 10 men, break the deadlock. 2-2 now for Ryan Bowman. He scored in that 5-goal thriller against Bradford recently. And the 49th goal of the leading scorers in the division is a sensationally sweet finish towards the near post. Again, it's crowded inside the area, and somehow that bounces away. Maynard with the initial effort, the follow-up from distance. Looks high into the air, and that's a nasty coming together over on the far side of the field. And it's the goal scorer, Bowman, who is perhaps in trouble here. Was very aggressive as he came across with his challenge. And there's a discussion, and it's a straight red. And Exeter City are down to 9 men just before half-time. They have the advantage, but it's a huge uphill task now. Inside the 18-yard box. Haynes up from the back at the far post. It's into the heart of the box instead. Danger initially dealt with. Haynes lurking towards the far post again. It was almost directed towards him and then scooped over the top of the crossbar by Taylor. The area for Newport County, and now inside the 18-yard box to try and find a target. It's pulled back to Haynes here, and it's fumbled by the keeper initially, but it spools wide. Trigger. Haynes sends it into the box once more. Flicks off ahead, it's away, but not well away. And then blocked from close range, and another follow-up is beaten away as the bodies do just enough for Exeter City. The 5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time as well. It's a lovely ball into the box. Maynard's effort, his effort sweetly. And getting on with things, Sheehan lays it off. It's hit from the edge of the area, but it drags wide of the target. Randall given away quickly. The side are suddenly on the back foot here, as they have been all second half. Another chance for an equaliser, and Andresen with a good save once more. 2 hands behind it to steer it away, and he gets a fingertip on that one too, and it's over the top of the crossbar. Scrimshaw's effort, I think, took a deflection, still holding on to their slender lead. Haynes trying to find space to cross, hangs it up towards the far post, and it's nodded down by Telford and into the back of the net. Dominic Telford with his first goal for his new side after joining from Plymouth last month. Thumped away, and that is the full-time whistle at Rodney Parade. An entertaining affair that had everything. 2 sendings off for the away side, but they had the breakthrough in the first half as well. And it wasn't too late when Dominic Telford snatched an equaliser. It finishes Newport 1, Exeter 1.
It's time to catch up with the manager now. Here is Matt talking about the necessity for squad rotation in this busy schedule and how pleased he is to be back on home turf.
We kind of know what to expect in terms of Grimsby. Like you touched on it there, they'll be fighting for their lives, scrapping for everything. We'll need something to hold on to in terms of their confidence. But we're at home and we want to take the game to them. Like I say, I hope we've got the energy levels to be able to do that and to maintain it for 90 minutes as well. But it's just another opportunity. But it feels like a bigger opportunity on the back of all the effort we put in on Tuesday night. But that point on Tuesday will only count for something if we back it up with a result this weekend.
And they're an awkward team to play when they come to the park, aren't they? 3-1 last season, and at the end of 2018 or 2019, I think it was that 2-1 win where it just wasn't going in, was it?
Well, both of those games we actually performed pretty well. Sounds strange because we got beaten both of the games. I just remember the keeper playing so well 2 years ago, and us not really taking our chances of being hit on counter attack last season. So sometimes that can happen. It's a different personnel on our front, but also in relation to Grimsby, different manager as well, and hopefully a different outcome. But generally, you get what you deserve in terms of performances. On those two occasions, we didn't get the points we felt our performance warranted. Certainly in terms of the amount of chances created. But you certainly take a performance similar to that this weekend, because that's front foot attacking football, getting the ball in good areas and asking questions of the opposition backline and goalkeeper. But then it's all about scoring goals, and sometimes it only takes one. And as the way the lads have been feeling the last couple of days and the effort they put in on Tuesday, sometimes you take a scrappy 1-0 and sacrifice some of the flowing attacking football you've seen previously on in the season this weekend. But either way, we want a performance and we want a result.
One of our academy products who's broken into the first team this season is Josh Key. We caught up with him earlier in the week to find out how he's enjoying his first full season of league football.
On paper, Saturday's game is, ourselves versus the side bottom of the league, but they're in a scrap. They're not going to be walkovers, are they?
No, I think you're right in saying that we can look at the table at the moment, and obviously they are at the bottom, but I think there's so many games left to play. And when we last played them, they had a decent outfit. They had some good attacking players, and if they make the most of those attacking players, we not that we'll struggle, but that it could pose a real threat to us. So I think we've just got to go into the game level-headed, thinking, we want to win this, but it's not going to be easy. I think just going into it with that idea in our head of, we're just going to play our game. I think that's how we'll do it on Saturday.
As some of you may know, this weekend's game against Grimsby is our dedicated football versus homophobia fixture. This week, myself, Will Barrett and the Proud Grecians have been working on a film in collaboration with the National Lotteries Heritage Fund, all about football v homophobia and what a great and inclusive environment Exeter City Football Club is. You may have seen his articles on the website looking at the opposition for each game. We've managed to get Jed Penberthy to get on camera and give us the lowdown on Saturday's opponents, including the Starmen and form guide.
This Saturday, Grimsby Town have the honour of making a near 600-mile round trip from northeast Lincolnshire to St James Park. Famous for its fishing and maritime heritage, Grimsby is home to its Royal Dockyard. During World War II, the town was the largest base for Royal Navy minesweeper-class ships, and much of the local workforce were inscribed to work in the patrol service. The chances are, if you've ever bought a frozen fish from Tesco, it would have been caught and distributed from the Young's Seafood Hub, which sits just outside the town and produces nearly 40% of the fish eaten in Britain today. Young's have been big sponsors of Grimsby Town for the last 20 years. In regards to football, the history of Grimsby Town AFC is relatively straightforward. A meeting in the local pub, the Wellington Arms, in 1878 established the football club as Grimsby Pelham FC, originally named after the landowners. After a year, Pelham was replaced by Town and has served the club's name ever since. The Mariners have had an affluent past but have failed to make hay in recent years. In 1892, Grimsby were elected as an original member of Division 2. By the turn of the 20th century, Grimsby had won their first Division 2 title and were promoted to the top tier for the first time in their history, though they were relegated swiftly after. Grimsby also celebrated 2 returns to the top division during the interwar period, but could not sustain their form, and in 1948 tasted First Division football for the very last time. Town toyed with the second division for much of the 20th century, most recently reaching the championship in 2003. However, since, their slide down the football pyramid has been the story of their modern history. In 2010, Grimsby dropped out of the Football League altogether, and a year later hired their current manager for the very first time. Paul Hurst took charge of Grimsby in 2011 alongside Rob Scott after both had spells at Ilkeston Town and Boston United. For reasons still unclear, Scott was relieved of duty in 2013, giving Hurst full charge of the team. In 2016, Hurst finally rejuvenated Grimsby and gained promotion via the conference playoffs, beating Forest Green at Wembley. After leaving for Shrewsbury in October 2016, Hurst had spells at Ipswich and Scunthorpe before returning to Blundell Park in December 2020 after Ian Holloway's resignation. In his playing days, Hurst played over 430 times for Rotherham United in South Yorkshire. In his 15 years at Millmoor, he scored 13 goals from centre-back and won a couple of promotions. Though this year, his attention is on the other end of the League Two table, as Grimsby go into the game 3 points adrift in 24th. Hurst has inherited a few bits of talent from his West Country predecessor, though. Without trying to lean too heavily on the fish buns, Matty Pollock has been in fantastic form and is swimming along quite nicely at the top of the Grimsby scoring charts. With 4 goals to his name in all competitions, Pollock has been the shining light in an otherwise bleak situation for the Mariners. The 19-year-old represented Leeds at youth level before moving to Lincolnshire in 2018. Matt made his professional debut here at St James's Park that very same year, coming on as a sub when Grimsby ran out 2-1 winners that day. Sean Scammell is another one to look out for on the Grimsby wing. He was effective and impressive against City earlier this season, causing problems down the left flank. His brilliant mazy run and terrific outside of the boot cross set up Town's equaliser before City turned up the gear and eventually ran out comfortable winners. That win in December was City's 16th against Saturday's opposition, in which is quite usually a tight affair. This will be the 40th time the two teams have met, with Grimsby winning on 15 other occasions. A stalemate has occurred in 9 of those games, and in those 9, 5 of them been goalless. But as the league top scorers go into the league's leakiest defence, we're hopeful that a goalless draw won't be the outcome by 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Earlier in the season, myself and our videographer Caitlin made the long trip north to Grimsby as we recorded a 4-1 win back in December. I'm not sure we ever did find out who scored that goal, whether it was MJ or Randall Williams, but anyway, here's the best bits from that one.
Can Exeter City make it 3 wins in a row at Ian Holloway's Grimsby this evening? Let's find out now as we join your commentary team at Blundell Park. It's former City midfielder Alan Tongue and, first of all, Anthony Pilling.
It's looking like a comfortable win here. And indeed, there aren't any seconds left. It's full time here at Blundell Park. A really emphatic win for Matt Taylor's side. It's Grimsby Town 1, Exeter City 4.
We have spent goodness knows how many hours driving up and down the motorway this season to our away games, and it's been all thanks to our friends over at Thrifty over at Marsh Barton for providing us with a vehicle. We've got a lovely Ford Fiesta at the moment that's taken us to Barrow and Grimsby and who knows where else. If you're in need of a hire car in the Exeter area, head over to Marsh Barton, get in touch with Thrifty and they'll do you a decent deal. Time for a history lesson now. Here is a little bit of Barrett, that's Will, for his section on history, Grimsby and the rest.
53 goals for and 53 against. That is our historic record against Grimsby Town, which goes back to 1921, when the clubs drew 1-1 during our first season in the English Football League. Over that time, we have played 39 times in league and cup competitions, and like the goals, it is on us even, with the results at 15 wins to both sides. Since Matt Taylor took charge, the record is equally balanced on the results front, with 1 draw and 2 wins apiece, although City have taken all 3 points in each of our last 2 encounters in Sky Bet League 2. The last time we met in the league was, of course, just a few months ago on December the 1st, 2020, when the team put in a great performance to run out 4-1 winners at Blundell Park. On that night, goals from Ryan Bowman, Matt Jay and a brace from Randall Williams put City into the automatic promotion places. And so we'll all be hoping that the lads can tip the old historic balance and do the same again this time around.
It's time to turn back the clocks now. We head back to 2017 when the Grecians recorded a 2-0 win over Saturday's visitors here at the park. Goals coming from Liam McAlinden and Jaden Stockley. Grimsby weren't in action on Tuesday night, and they weren't in action last weekend either after that almost total wipeout of the fixtures due to the weather. Their last match was a trip to Newport. Let's see how they got on. Ever wondered what Joel Randall's favourite sandwich is? Well, me neither, but we caught up with him in the week to ask him a little bit more about what he likes. His favourite meal deal, sushi and popcorn? You sure?
So Joel, we'll start with, what is your sort of your go-to pre-match music or a particular song that gets you pumped before a game?
I actually listen to it's a short trip from my house to the stadium. So I put one song on, it normally gets me there to the stadium. So Willow Smith, Wait a Minute, it's very good. It's a good vibe. It gets me pumped, to be fair. So that's the one I'm listening to at the moment.
On a day off, where's your go-to place to visit, in Exeter or further afield in Devon somewhere? Where'd you like to go?
Normally on a Wednesday, I'd meet up with one of the boys. We'd go to the gym or something and then get a Nando's or a coffee, something like that. I've got family back home in North Devon, so on weekends as well, I can go back there and go on a walk somewhere or something. That's nice, but other than that, not a lot really, just chilling.
Not a lot you can do at the moment, is
No,
there?
at the moment, no.
I mean, what's the last film you watched?
The Greatest Showman. Yeah, it's probably my favourite film as well. I like that film.
But I tell you, This Is Me came on in the car on the way back from Barrett yesterday. It's a good tune. Last book you read?
I've just started reading actually. It's called Relentless. It's a really good book. It's just about the mind and getting the best out of you and in sport and stuff. So yeah, it's a good book. I recommend it.
What's your favourite sandwich?
Sandwich. I don't know. In my mind now, I'm seeing a tuna and sweet corn with like mayonnaise, or a lot of mayonnaise to make it even nicer. I don't know why, but that's tuna and sweet corn.
And on that subject, what's the perfect meal deal combo?
Well, I like a sushi. A sushi, maybe a bag of popcorn, and I normally just go water, but I'd say a fizzy Lucozade orange.
Where's your favourite place to go on holiday?
I haven't been on holiday for ages.
Well, none of us have, to be fair.
No. I went Ibiza a couple of years back with a boy. That was funny. But we got a few in mind. Hope if we can go on holiday this summer. A few in mind. And I'd like to go to Bali though, or Dubai. Them two sort of. That's where I want to go.
What is the worst prank anyone's ever played on you?
I was in TK Maxx with two of the boys, and I'm on the phone, and they've just down the trousers. The trousers were down. Yeah, embarrassing, but quite funny. Yeah, I had to laugh.
How long does it take you to do your hair?
Can't do much of it at the moment. When I don't really style it that much for training or whatever, but on a match day, I'd probably take about 20, 25 minutes, making it look good and stuff. And yeah, the boys have a bit of banter with me about it, but yeah, I've got to make it look good.
And this one's from Scott, the marketing manager. He says, "How many selfies are on your phone?"
Yeah, my Snapchat memories is it's ridiculous. It's just my face. But, nah, I don't post too many selfies, but I take quite a few. Yeah.
Come on, we all see them on the Instagram story, Joel. Come on now.
Yeah.
Growing up, who was your favourite player?
Frank Lampard was one, Hazard, and probably prime Gareth Bale. Them three were probably, I love them three.
And finally, obviously, we know your dad was a pro. Growing up, what were some of the biggest lessons your dad taught you as a footballer?
He sort of grounded me, just sort of like never, I don't know, just, yeah, grounded me. He made me realise that it's important to stay level-headed, and he made a few mistakes in his career and he didn't really want me to do the same. So yeah, I'd say that's the main thing he taught me.
Top stuff, mate. That's all of them. I'll let you get off and take a selfie or...
I don't take selfies all the time, especially not with my hair looking like this right now. But yeah, I do like a selfie.
Before we go, I want to wish a special happy birthday to our media team member, Yasmin Weston. Happy 20th birthday, Yasmin. I know you'll be here with us at the game. Enjoy your day, and let's hope the boys pick up 3 points for you.
Follow in your heart, in spirit, in soul. You make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks, you're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you there is only one, abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary, with coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There's no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, there's no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.
That's all we've got time for on this week's Park Life. Thank you so much for joining us. You know the drill by now. You can pick up a match pass for this game for just £10 on iFollow. Make sure you're tuning in from the warmth of your sofa while we're out in the cold here at the park. We'll have reaction and report from the game afterwards and coverage throughout the afternoon. You know that's one last thing for me to say. Come on, City!